What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Patriot Outpost, and after nearly 2 years of Dr. Anthony Fauci lying to the American people, after nearly 2 years of him convincing politicians to shut everything down, to have everyone cower in fear at all times, after nearly 2 years that include this man lying straight to Congress, including to Senator Rand Paul, about gain-of-function research and how the COVID pandemic actually started, after almost 2 years of him being celebrated and worshipped by the lunatics on the far left, while people lose their small businesses, while they fall deep into depression, while they get in worse health because they're staying at home and eating like shit. Finally, there's some pushback against Dr. Anthony Fauci. You can see from Posobiec here, hashtag Fauci lied, dogs died is now the #1 national trend. So as it turns out, if John Wick has taught us anything, men can take a lot. People can take a lot, but if you mess with dogs, they're going to come for your ass. And there are so many people right now calling for Dr. Anthony Fauci to be fired, as he should have been a long time ago. Prison is too good for Anthony Fauci. Heard Young Rippa talk about this a lot. Him and I very much agree when it comes to this. Fauci should answer for his crimes against the American people, and prison would be too good for him. Let's just leave it at that. But when it comes to the Fauci lied, dogs died, and why is it trending #1 right now? Well, this came out yesterday. Bipartisan legislators demand answers from Fauci on cruel puppy experiments. And it actually came out a few days ago, but now it's just really starting to get a lot of mainstream press. Our investigation showed that Fauci's National Institution of Health Division shipped part of a $375,000 grant to a lab in Tunisia to drug beagles and lock their heads in mesh cages filled with hungry sandflies so the insects could eat them alive, White Coat Waste said. And when you see images like this, dogs with their head in there, drug dogs, they have experiments done on them. Listen, coming from a scientific point of view, animal experiments are done a lot. They're a necessity in research, things like that. But some things come to the point of more than that, more than just research, more than just experiments, and seemingly incredibly fucking cruel. And when we read through this, it's going to be a little bit disturbing to some people. A bipartisan letter demands answers from the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and Chief Biden's chief medical advisor. The White Coat Waste Project, a non-profit organization that first pointed out how U.S. taxpayers were being used to fund the controversial Wuhan Institute of Virology, have now turned its sights on Anthony Fauci in another animal testing-related matter, infecting dozens of beagles with disease-causing parasites to test an experimental drug on them. House members, most of whom are Republicans, but several Democrats thrown in there. I think I see 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 24. That's pretty bipartisan, to be honest with you. 9 of 24, at least from a quick count, are indeed Democrats, want Fauci to explain himself in response to allegations brought on by White Coat Waste Project that involve drugging puppies. According to White Coat Waste, the Food and Drug Administration does not require drugs to be tested on dogs. So the group is asking why the need for such testing. And indeed, that may be why it was done outside of the United States. White Coat Waste claims that 44 beagle puppies were used in a Tunisia, North Africa laboratory, and some of the dogs had their vocal cords removed, allegedly so scientists could work without incessant barking. Man. Leading the effort is Representative Nancy Mace, writing a letter to the National Institute of Health saying the cordectomies are cruel and a reprehensible misuse of taxpayer funds. Our investigators show that Fauci's NIH division shipped part of a $375,000 grant to a lab in Tunisia to drug beagles and lock their heads in mesh cages filled with hungry sandflies so the insects could eat them alive. They also locked beagles alone in cages in the desert overnight for 9 consecutive nights to use them as bait to attract infectious sandflies. And listen, no one's going to deny that animals are used in research, and medical research have been done for a long time. The fact that it's dogs and the fact that it's like this is very disturbing to people. Incredibly disturbing to people. That is why this is trending #1 right now in the United States. Let's go take a look at it. Let's just scroll, shall we? Dr. Fauci did magazine covers and starred in movies as you watched your business go under and your kids lose a year of education. He repeatedly lied about funding the Wuhan lab and sent tax dollars that funded the abuse and murder of puppies. And Ron DeSantis, Ron DeSantis, you saw Jeremy over on D-Day Cobra put out a video about DeSantis calling for him to be fired over puppy torture and, of course, the gain of function research. How can anyone look into these puppy eyes and see anything other than compassion and humanity? Yeah. There you go. This is the man who, listen, yeah, he killed dogs. Fauci lied, dogs died. Let's be real. Fauci lied, people died is true as well. Fauci has been directly implicit in so many of the things that have taken away our freedoms and our liberties over the past, 19, 20 months at this point. This dude is evil. This dude never wants this to end, never will let it end. He wants people to ask him, are we allowed to do Halloween, Dr. Fauci? Can we go out? Can we have Christmas with our family, Dr. Fauci? That's what he wants. He wants to be the center of attention. He wants this. He will never let this end. He is an evil piece of garbage. And the fact that it took the dog thing to come out for people to really start getting on him is crazy. Yeah, I find that reprehensible. I find it absolutely disgusting that happened. I also find it disgusting that this dude kept Americans locked in cages, kept Americans from speaking out, kept Americans silent, encouraged Americans to get something they may or may not want injected into them so you can have your freedoms. Because if you do that, then you don't have to wear a mask. However, then we change the tune, don't we? It is constantly shifting goalposts with Fauci. He is a liar. He is a fraud, especially with the newest information we have now. Republicans blast Fauci after NIH seemingly admits funding gain-of-function research. Fauci lied again. This is not a new thing. It's not the first time that's resulted in lives lost. This time we're talking about it specifically focused on the dogs and the cruelty and torture of these poor animals based on that funding. But the bottom line is Fauci's been lying for a long time. Fauci lied straight to Rand Paul's face and then had the audacity to say that he was the one that's lying, that he's the one that's spinning. Fauci is garbage. Prison is too good for this man after everything that he has done to this country. Fuck Fauci. Fuck Fauci. #1 trending on Twitter. Hashtag Fauci lied, dogs died. I'm glad to see more people are waking up to this. People on both sides of the aisle. Again, when you mess with dogs, you open a whole new can of worms. People can have their freedoms taken away, their liberties taken away. They can have their children masked up, all these things. But when they find out you hurt a dog, I don't know if you can recover from that. I don't know how much you can spin that, Fauci. We'll see if anybody takes action. We'll see if Joe Biden, who probably has no idea this is even happening because he's too busy shitting his pants and wandering around somewhere, forgetting where he's at. We'll see if Biden actually takes this man out of any position of authority whatsoever. I won't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold yours either. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to Patriot Outpost, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.